All right, it is bye week, which means we can't have nice things as 49er fans. And rumors, speculation, everything starts to fly. But I got to talk about it. So Albert Breer came out and said that he believes that there's a possibility Tom Brady would want to end his career still in San Francisco and play past this year. Now, this was pure speculation, it sounds like. However, Albert Breer is very credible. This is a man that has covered the New England Patriots and Tom Brady for many years before going to MMQB, where he took over, I believe, for Peter King. So he's a credible journalist. He's certainly well known, well respected. And he throws out this piece where he's basically saying Tom doesn't need the storybook ending, but he would prefer that it ended differently than it seems to be going in Tampa. So let's talk about this piece first. How would I feel about Tom Brady going to San Francisco next year? Well, I am on record of saying that being here in Tampa, I have seen every Tom Brady throw this year, including a game in person against the Baltimore Ravens. And I can tell you that Tom Brady certainly can make all the throws. I am also on record of saying prior to the season starting that if Tom Brady truly is having issues, marital issues, that I do not take the Tampa Bay Buccaneers seriously because I think those things will weigh on him heavily. I think both things are actually true. Now we'll see how the divorce being in the past may weigh on him, how that changes things, if at all. But one thing that I would speculate on is that now that the divorce is behind him, that the possibility of playing past this year becomes more realistic than it was just a few weeks ago. And I do believe that Tom Brady is still a very good football player. So would I want that? On the surface, yes, of course I would want that. But what does that truly mean for the San Francisco 49ers if they were to make a move like bringing in Tom Brady this offseason? Well, I think immediately what it means is they are instant Super Bowl contenders. I don't think there's any doubt about that. You love that as a 49er fan. You love that your team is competing and doing everything that they can do to compete. And it would be hard to hate a move like that. The flip side of that is that you are completely punting on the career of Trey Lance. And at that point, you would have to trade Trey Lance. You would have to. And this is why I don't think that Tom Brady being here next year will actually happen. Because in my opinion, that would be Kyle Shanahan saying he messed up. He made the wrong pick. And I think Kyle is too stubborn to do that. Also, we saw that the 49ers were completely unwilling to trade Jimmy Garoppolo for anything less than what they thought he was worth. Well, if you spend 3 first-round picks and a third-round pick on Trey Lance, what are you going to get offered? You're going to get a second-round pick, third-round pick, fourth-round pick? What's the offer for one Trey Lance who has basically zero NFL experience under his belt and is coming off of a significant injury? Are they willing to let him go for basically nothing if they weren't willing to let Jimmy go for basically nothing? I highly doubt that. So I would say on this rumor here, the likelihood of it happening is very, very slim to none, but definitely not out of the realm of possibility. If I was to predict what I think happens to Tom Brady, I would put it in this order. I would say 1, retire, 2, the Raiders, 3, the 49ers. Those would be my 3. And then 4, long shot, I would put the Patriots, a reunion with the Patriots somehow back in there because Mac Jones certainly hasn't looked the best either. So those would be my 4 destinations or thoughts with Tom Brady. But I would say 1 and 2 are much higher on the list than 3 and 4. Okay, let's talk about Trey Lance for a second, because I think there have been a lot of discussions about Trey Lance as well. During the trade deadline, the Miami Dolphins went and got Chubb. And a lot of people are talking about how well the Dolphins have done in the trade with San Francisco 49ers, which I do agree. I think they've done a fantastic job. They went and did what they needed to do with those picks to get players that are impact players and make them contenders. I think two things can be true here, though. I think that it can still be the right trade for the 49ers and also be the right trade for the Miami Dolphins. Both teams can be winners here. Now, I'm not saying the 49ers right now are winners because Trey Lance hasn't proven that he is worth what they gave up quite yet. But a lot of people are also trying to say that because Miami did great and has quote unquote won on their side of the deal, that the 49ers have automatically lost and Trey Lance is a bust. Let's not forget that Trey Lance is going to be 23 years old going into his third season. All right, well, 23 years old, not ideal, third season, but that is the same age that Pickett, Willis, Mac Jones were coming into the NFL in their rookie seasons, and 1 year younger than Joe Burrow was coming into his rookie season. I just would love for everybody to pump the frickin' brakes on calling a player who has 4 games under his belt a bust. I also highly doubt that people that do that and say that a player is a bust after 4 games are not willing to stand on what they are saying when they are wrong, because it is an asinine way to look at sports. You do not judge anybody off of 4 games played. You just don't do it. It's not the way that this league works. Mac Jones, after 4 games played, was easily the best quarterback in this draft class. How's he doing? Justin Fields, after 4 games played, was, atrocious. How's he doing? Matthew Stafford, after 4 games played, what did his career look like? How about Peyton Manning? You see how this goes? So to judge a player off of 4 games is absolutely way out of line. Don't do it. Don't be that guy. Please, I implore you, anybody who watches Last Second Sports, do not be that guy. Now, if you want to be skeptical of who he may end up being, that is totally fine. I'm not saying that you can't be skeptical or you can't maybe think that he's not going to pan out. That is totally fine. That is very different than calling somebody a bust after 4 games. His story is not quite written just yet.